Hello everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong, and I am organizing this fun pack. This is an example of the current fun packs that are available. One was already sold and shipped out this morning. That means that I have 10 remaining, and I know that some of you have asked for a fun pack. I have a few names on the list. I'm likely going to sell these through PayPal. I don't want to start mentioning names on here because you might not want me to share your name. I will tell you though that it is very hard to make a complete list, a completely inclusive list, because I get requests through email and through Etsy and through YouTube, and sometimes even somebody will just pay me through PayPal, and that's fine. That's not a problem at all. So if you want one of these, please leave your comment. But anyway, let's go through this and get it sorted out by what all is in here, and let's just take a look at everything again. Okay, so this is, I would say this is about 1.5 pounds. I tried to get them between 1.5 and 2 pounds. Might be a little more than 1.5. We have these really pretty envelopes, vellum. They're square, and one of them just has a little bunch of stamps, old postage stamps. And I didn't count these. I picked up like the same, what felt like the same amount for each one. Each one has got a playbill, and they're going to vary. These are all random. It's authentic vintage material, so I don't have, 12 just alike. Each one has got a map, and all of the maps, again, are going to be different. So you're going to have, different colorations, different types of maps. To me, they're a lot of fun to work with. You can make little book pages, you can make pockets, you can make tags. So each one has got a pretty good amount of playing cards, and so you can just see all of these are really beautiful designs. A lot of them are vintage, some are vintage, but they look brand new because they were still wrapped up in the pack. And so there we have the playing cards, a lot of those, as you can see. And then I guess I could put this one in too. I came across these yesterday and I thought they were really cute, so I just stuck those in at the last minute. There's probably another card floating around in here as well. So we have those, and we have this set of embellishments from Webster's Pages. There were a lot of those at the scrap exchange, and some of them ended up in the bucket or the barrel area, so I went in and got quite a few of those to put in the fun packs. There's a recipe card. Here are some fun little frame type pockets, so you could stick something in there, which looks like a tag fell into there. A couple of those. Here's the kind of pocket you would use for a library card. And each one has some squares of watercolor paper, so you can do some little art pieces and put them throughout your journals or make tags, whatever you want to do with those. What's in here? So I just went through my letters, and I have all kinds of letters, the Scrabble tiles, things like this. You're going to see, I think there's some more somewhere else, and the number on these could vary a tiny bit. But you'll have a few of all different kinds. Like these are fun to use, and just those little stickers. Letters are fun to use in general, I think. And then a couple of pieces of distressed paper. Mary, you might have sent me that. Mary and Carolyn both have sent me some things that were very, like just dyed with different stains, and just really pretty pieces to use, small pieces, whether it was paper or charms. So there's a couple of pieces of that. And then we have a stack of these really cute little folders, just different designs, and maybe journaling cards. And if you don't want to use these right away, you can put them in your stash and use them later. But I like things like this, the journaling cards and the little tiny little file folders and things. So you might want to use those. So cute. Yeah, so there's another letter. Let's see. And these have a tendency to fall out. You might find some just floating free in your pack. So each pack has got several pages from an old Alice in Wonderland book. it'll have, each pack has got the same amount of illustrated pages and the same amount of just text pages. And you can see it's quite a few of those. So each one has got that. Each one has got a couple of pieces of this kitten stationery. Very lightweight. I think that's vintage. Each one has got one of these, like bulldog clips, and then each one has got a handmade journal charm that I made. I make these sometimes at night while I'm sitting on the couch. Each one has 3 of these little tags and one of these little clear envelopes. I don't know if that's vellum or glassine, I think is what that's called. And then we have, everyone has a map page like this, a couple of pieces of this stationery, and then we have quite a few vintage pages. And again, remember that these are going to vary because it's from original vintage material. So the pages are going to vary. Each one has a quote. This is from a different book. I still think it's vintage. But then we're back to the like book and magazine pages. There's another piece of paper with a quote. That was from a book of calligraphy, like practicing handwriting and stuff like that. Each one has got a handwritten page, vintage handwritten page. And then, yeah, that's empty. Just one of these nice envelopes from some stationery. Another page from an old magazine. And a page from the designer magazine. And then each one has a couple of pages of this beautiful marbled paper. I guess that's marbled or poured. It's really pretty. Anyway. And then some book pages from a book about frontier life. And I love that these pages are not, they're not glossy. So whether you use the whole page or you cut them down and cut little sections out, there are just some really pretty different images in here. Get everybody on the front of the train. So those would make really fun book pages. And then the New York Hippodrome. So there's a page from one of those. And then a few sheets of this really nice sort of cream colored paper. There's an index card with some sort of fancy yarn tied around it. There's another card. I found, oops, I don't know how that got there. I found these yesterday too, these old Believe It or Not cards. So there's one of those. And then, let's see, a couple of sheets. So this is drafting vellum. I had some very large sheets of drafting paper, and I cut out some 8.5 by 11 sheets to put in this pack. And each one has, I think it's 4 pages of the bright pink. And then let's get back to the fabric that's in here. So each one has a piece of this ribbon that I purchased recently with the moths and the moon. It could be like nature related, or it can kind of flow over into Halloween or that kind of thing. It does have the wire in it, which you can pull out. This is a knit fabric, but I fell in love with these little bunnies. I'm definitely going to do something with mine. I'm not sure yet. It is stretchy, so probably not the best for every application, but I'm sure that I'm going to do something with mine. I don't know if I'll glue a piece on the spine of a journal that I think it would be cute on or what. And then everyone has a piece from this upholstery sample, the floral. Each one has a nice piece of this. I love this. I bought this at Joann's Fabrics, and I just like that it looks like scribbles, and it's got kind of that grungy, the urban grunge look. So each one has a piece of that. Each one has a piece of this. You can see it's got a little stain on it. That's old fabric, and I just like that it looks like old ads. Each one also has a nice piece of this, and I just love this. I don't always go for these colors, but being a bit of birdsong, I love that it has the bird cage. I was thinking it would be pretty to make a journal cover and then get a coordinating piece of fabric with a bird on it to go on the front cover. That would be really pretty. And then each one has a piece of this. Now these are going to vary in design because this was from a sample. These are very sheer. It was from an upholstery sample, or like a textile sample. This is more along the lines of like really sheer, you know, drapery fabric, or like panels, curtain panels, or, you know, an outer shower curtain, because you can see through that and it hangs really delicately. But they're different colors. There were like 10 different pages of this stuff, and they were large, so I cut several of them in half to be able to put one in each fun pack. And they're almost all exactly the same size. You know, sometimes they stagger these samples, so there might be one or two that is a little bit shorter, and I just think this is pretty. And they're different colors, and they're just going to be random. Like this one's got blue in it. There are others that have more yellow or more pink. So that's the fun pack, and it has a lot in it, a lot of vintage stuff in it. Yeah, the stamps, the old playbill, the playing cards, the paper, the charms, and it will come in a large envelope that I feel like that's fun to use as well. So let me know in the video if you want to comment below. I do have some of you already on the list as wanting one of these. You're not obligated, so I'm going to give this video a chance. I'm going to load this video, give people a chance to comment, and if you still want one, please let me know. You can email me at abitofbirdsong@gmail.com. You can leave a comment on the actual video. There are some of you who shop with me through Etsy, and we talk that way. I'm just today going to be paying really close attention to where all these things come from. And again, some of you I already have on the list. If I have you on the list and you don't want one after seeing it, that's fine. That's no problem. So just, you know, just let me know. And whatever doesn't sell today through PayPal, I will probably move over into the Etsy shop so I can go ahead and start on the next set of fun packs. All right, thank you for watching. Bye for now.